Hi, welcome to Senior Design News, Channel 2, because we're Group 2. This week we've been working on refining our prototype. I'm going to send it over to Laura for an update on the casing. Laura, how's it going?
So this week we updated the casing for just our wired components. We edited the casing to only include the force sensor. First, we'll have zip tie holes so that we can hold the force sensor to the box and it won't move around. And we'll also have holes for the eye bolts on the force sensor to be attached to the carabiner and then to Michelle's leg. And we'll also have a hole, since the force sensor is still wired, we'll have a hole for the cord to come out and attach to the computer.
That sounds like it's really coming along. Let's go over to Dan and Michelle, who are going to give us an update on the development of the code that's going to be used to analyze the force sensor results.
So we developed this Python script over here that we can run now that will measure the force, which is our splash screen. So we have 3 buttons right now. We have the help button, which in the future will show the instructions for how to use the device. Right now it just shows a picture of dice, but in the future it'll have instructions. We have a calibrate button, which we'll use to calibrate the device and reset it. Right now it doesn't do anything, but it's still there. And then we have the last button, which starts the test. This actually does work.
I'm going to demonstrate the device so you can see here. We have this S load cell, which is measuring the force data, and I have this configured on my leg to do an exercise. So I'm going to extend my knee, and you can see that we get an output on the screen that shows my force data over time. So this is basically the curve of the amount of force I was applying during the contraction. So next on our agenda is to figure out a useful way to save this data and export it to the clinician so they can quickly track their patient's progress over time.
Now let's go over to Tatiana with an update on how the IRB protocol is going so that we can do human testing next semester.
Thanks, Nathan. For the IRB updates, the main goal of our study is to assess if the force sensor can be used in the home setting or in the clinical setting for physical telerehabilitation. We plan on conducting 2 studies. A qualitative study assessing if the subjects can interact with the force sensor and if PTs can interact with the force sensor to get accurate and valid data, and an experimental study to determine if the force sensor is comparable to the handheld dynamometer in accuracy and reliability. We believe that our study is minimal risk because we plan on using healthy subjects. They will be asked to do isometric contractions for 5 seconds or less, so there's a much less risk of injuring yourself when the muscle and the limb are not actually moving. The risk of falling is minimized with floor mats that we plan to have around the subject. And we will optimize the code so there will be a very low risk for electrical hazards.
That's our weekly update. Until next time, you guys, thanks for checking in.